given from my principal was to become knowledgeable in and participate on the Four Lakes Distance Learning Consortium. I was there from the beginning, and Don was our leader. Don was in charge of this group as he took us through designing a mission statement and to create educationally sound opportunities for students to grow and learn. A quote from Kim Henniger, who is the technology coordinator in McFarland Intermediate School. She said, "Don introduced me to virtual trips 10 years ago. Since then, I have taken roughly 100 of these trips with students. Don is continuously sharing resources and is eager to inform others of new virtual teaching opportunities that arise. He is dependable, flexible, kind-hearted, and most of all, genuine, always making a difference in the lives of students. Everyone who knows Don would surely agree that he has touched tens of thousands of students, one pixel at a time." Joanne Carr, president of WINTA, is here to introduce Don Holman.
Don Holman has been an educational leader in Wisconsin for 45 years. And as Teresa mentioned, his work has impacted literally thousands of students and thousands of educators. His work in leading the Four Lakes Distance Education Consortium has enabled Wisconsin educators to step into the 21st century. This work has not only benefited the students of Wisconsin, it has also allowed Wisconsin educators to participate in distance teaching, knowing all the while that Don's commitment to quality and his strong service ethic would make the experience, which can be terrifying to some at first, as easy and risk-free as possible. One of the criteria for the Lifetime Achievement Award is that the candidate must have made a significant contribution to the association. In 2006, the board recognized that we needed to cut the cost of board meetings without sacrificing the quality of our discussions. Some board members were very concerned that the lack of face-to-face contact would keep us from building the collegiality important to a successful board. However, those individuals who had worked with Don knew that he could provide an experience that would be successful. Don's commitment to providing quality, personalized service to the board, despite our propensity for Saturday morning board meetings, has allowed the WINTA board to have the close relationship needed to work effectively. Quite frankly, Don has changed the way in which the WINTA board does its work and has saved the WINTA membership thousands of dollars. Thank you, Don.
I thought I was going to be the last one on the program, and I think it was on there by purpose that they were hoping at my age that I'd forget what I was going to say. But you're not that lucky. First of all, there's three things important to me: my faith in my Lord, my family, my wife Loretta, 46 years of marriage, my two daughters, Danetta and her husband Tom, and three grandchildren are here, my daughter Della, and my son Dalton. Very happy that they could be here tonight. They're very precious to me. There's three tables of people here tonight. First one with my wife is Pat Frederickson and Bob. Pat was a paraprofessional library assistant at Wanakee for 18 years. And then Mary Graham and Greg was a library assistant for 8 years. They're still a library assistant at Wanakee. Wonderful people. They've been lifelong friends of mine. And I've watched their family. I get to see Mary's picture of her first grandchild whenever I stop at the library at Wanakee High School. And then at the next table, I have four of my board members, four superintendents, principals, representing my board chair for this year, Dr. Randy Fries from Belleville, Dr. Brian Bussler from Oregon, Pat Burns, the School for the Visually Impaired, and Gary Albrecht, CESA 2 administrator, are on my Four Lakes board, and I'm just honored that they're here tonight. Then along with the Teach DOA, I have Mike Meets and his wife Ruth, who are in charge of the Teach funding and promoting distance learning in BadgerNet 2. And Scott Schwartz from AT&T has been a valuable partner with me in trying to get portable video equipment into the classrooms. And then Mark Weller from Access Wisconsin, all the local telephone companies that make all this technology happen. As many of you know, Wisconsin was awarded $27 million in stimulus money to upgrade bandwidth for your schools. Every single public library in the state of Wisconsin is going to get high-speed fiber. They're going to be for $100 a month. They're going to each get 20 meg of service for $100. Schools are going to get 100 meg for $250. It's right now we're on a gravel road. In 2 years we're going to be on the 4-lane highway, folks. Thanks to Teach, DOA, and all of the people who worked on this stimulus grant. So look forward to great things. Then 2 colleagues in Waunakee, Judy Morgan, Heritage Intermediate School, and Eric Noah is here from the Waunakee Middle School. Eric is a special person to me. Eric was a substitute teacher in Madison, and he liked it okay, but nobody likes to get a call at 6 o'clock, and some days you don't know what you're working or not. So after Pat Frederickson left, my aide, there was an opening for a library aide, and Eric applied. Now he's a full-time teacher, and he was overqualified in many ways, but he took the job. I talked to him about the profession, and I said, Eric, you know, you've got the skills, the people skills. Why don't you think about going on to university? Went on to university, got his master's degree in library science, and now he's the librarian at Waunakee Middle School. So I'm glad you're here, Eric. Thanks again to all you friends, my family. I love you dearly. You're wonderful. And I'm glad that 3 grandkids could say, Dad, Grandpa, really, what do you do? And I've taken them into the distance learning room and let them see the connections and get to see things. And they like to, on those days where they can, what do you call it, shadow? They always like to see if they can come with me. So again, thanks to everybody. Thanks to WIMTA. Teresa, thanks for you and your committee. As I've told you many times, you're one of my favorite people. And I think a lot of you and a lot of people at Verona. So again, a wonderful evening for me. It's not 45 years, it's 47 years. I started in 1964 at $3,600. I remember the first job. Back then, you didn't have a union contract. They just gave you a sheet of paper and it said, English teacher and other duties as assigned. So, along with the assignment of doing the junior class play, the senior class play, the annual 5th grade basketball was to take care of the library in the back of the study hall. This was a tiny school in North Dakota. And that was where I was first introduced to library science. And then in 1969, I opened up the library journal, and there was if you apply, if you don't have your master's degree and you want to get a full year of school free, apply. So I filled out the application, and what do you know? I got the grant, and I went to Ball State University in Muncie for a year and got my master's degree in 1969. And 2 of my dear friends from Rochester, Minnesota, were in the same institute. They're here tonight. They're both high school. They're both public school librarians. And Scott and I were in the same group of 30 people from the United States. Our son Dalton had heart surgery at Mayo Clinic at age 6. He's 44 now. And we stayed at their home in Rochester, and they've been dear friends of ours, and we love them dearly, and we're so grateful that they could come tonight to share this honor. So, you see, there's a lot of people that have influenced my life, and many of you out there, I love to come to WIMTA because of the people. I don't go to many sessions anymore. I'd rather just sit and visit with people.
Surprise.
You really learn after 47 years.